Feeling motivated, ignited? Well, it's time to expand your social connections. Just truly spend time with those you love, those who matter, right? Meet new people, because this is an exciting time to truly jumpstart this season, this cycle. New moon in Gemini. What's up, y'all?
I might fall asleep in some good and wake up and go get the beer from police to fire. Got the deal so the price when I even high. Give me 4 minutes a day, I go work and fly. I still trap out the van, don't make junkies the door, make you ain't getting it.
And so this fresh new energy after the eclipse we experience gives us a well-needed boost in our communication, creating atmospheric conditions which allows us to freely speak our truths. Mercurial themes like communication, speaking, teaching, writing, these are some of the areas of focus for revamping. Reveal, make known, and bring to light the things that need to be voiced. Expect the unexpected. More conversation and connections. But most of all, be lighthearted and joyful, as Gemini loves to have fun and be playful. Remember, these are the two sides of the mutable nature of Gemini. Gemini tends to reflect back to us the inner workings of the collective. What is it in regards to the self that you haven't been wanting to look at? What are some of the positive things that have gone unacknowledged? Now, with Venus in Taurus until the 22nd of June, we will be delving deeper into evaluating our needs and wants and examining our thoughts around survival, security, love, fulfillment, and the things we do to meet these needs. We will also need to be aware of repetitive thoughts and behaviors that may be destructive. You know your value, and it's not what's been told by the ones that are not rooting for you on the sidelines. You create your value. If the conditions are not supportive, this powerful window of opportunity is the perfect time for significant change in how you value and care for yourself, making sure that your needs and wants are being met. Ask yourself the important questions, then relax, leaning more into listening to your intuition and how you feel about the possibilities that present themselves. Treat yourself kindly. Ask your intuition to tell you what you need to hear. Sink deep into the stillness. Breathe a few deep breaths. Allow the answers to float to the surface. Mercury will still be in the shadow until June 18th, along with Pluto in retrograde until the 3rd of June, creating fogginess in our thoughts. And so it's important to stay open yet focused, and perhaps even think about limiting our options to just a few choices. Even though multitasking is doable at this time, it could be a setup for burnout. Retrogrades can at times create feelings of heaviness around communication. And so anything where clarity and thinking is important, such as contracts or business, and depending on where Mercury is in your chart, we should be aware of and responsible with what is said, how we think, and what it is we're wanting to communicate. So that we avoid misunderstandings, we can learn how to express ourselves and listen to others participation. And so, how can you create change in how you communicate? Are you communicating when things are no longer working with a resounding no? What areas are you resistant to changing? Are you asking for support to help get out of your comfort zones? So, my native Venus is in my 8th house, which deals a lot with my connections and trusted circles. And so that being said, I've always enjoyed exploring mysteries and expanding eroticism. And with Gemini and Deacon 2, I feel that over the years I've kept my desires and curiosity controlled to the point of stifling my growth. I've been learning the need to surrender control and choosing my desires instead of jealous, possessive partners, which I have done so in previous years. And so it has really been a healing experience for me over these years as well. And in a cafeteria with an abundance of choices, reconnecting and rediscovering aspects of my being that I have neglected allowed me to integrate the ways that were healthy for my soul. Intellectually stimulating connections that challenge the mind, along with sharing ideas, learning new things, and visiting exciting places can balance the body, mind, and spirit, adding needed expansion for growth during this cycle. Gemini Moon supports intellectual, mental, and communication that can move one forward on a successful path. This is a time of growing your network, sharing information, and learning new things. Being open-minded and versatile, but with the blinders off. In regards to communicating needs, don't be afraid of asking for what you need and receiving support. So, I went on a lovely retreat where I was surrounded by individuals who held space this weekend as I practiced more with asking for support. My sun sign is Leo, need I say more? And so I've only been able to do this after many years of believing that I had to do it on my own. And that was what it meant to be a successful woman who was already at a deficit as a minority. This type of stinking thinking only sets one up for a repeat of the same tune being played again and again. And continuing with practicing asking for support, I am in the planning and creation mode. And one of my desires has always been to create a podcast. I've succeeded in my eyes, but back when I began, I was working long hours and needed to be realistic about what I could and could not handle. My shero is Wonder Woman, but geez, I am one-woman orchestra. I am a one-woman orchestra, that is. And so, I'm still in the infant stage of also being a soultrepreneur. Creating the foundation for the podcast has taken time, along with my practice. And so, I will be asking for support and getting it off to a new start. It's an eclectic podcast that will feature guests from time to time, sprinkled in here and there. I enjoy storytelling, teaching, and just chatting over tea about things that matter within the realm of spiritual practices, magical musings, ritual, and goddess-related interests. And so, I like to ask